83 is a huge selling zone. We had offers of about 100 odd at 84, only in 85, obviously not genuine because only 27 lots got lifted at 84 and now it's the bid. Similarly, 85, there's not much there on. So we don't really have supply here as indicated, and this is that big selling. So this selling wall is still very much intact. Buying's been coming in, but nothing noteworthy, although it's just starting to now. So short term, we're in a box. This is the challenge, isn't it? When you get to this and you go, well, I've got this potential bigger move, but you've just got to trade this thing in the meantime. Now, plenty of reasons not to continue lower, being, well, there's a big gap and everyone knows about it. Two, I think the bigger aspect is just the transition area for today. Remember, we've got a lot of shorts at 83. So not so much this particular group, but all of that short inventory that was waiting to get back on side, and then it moves away from and they start covering. And there's many more of them as well. So that looks like inventory from earlier than today finally being able to cover. We spoke a lot about all those 83s and not really covering on moves up. Obviously weak hands were, but no one of any real size. That's the first indication of someone on some size actually covering from that 83 area. So if that's the case, we could get a decent push here. When you see top picking, you see evidence of it. There's virtually nothing there from the sell side. And so even though we didn't use any selling fuel, the market kept going up. Did you notice? Right, came down to 87, got all the way up to 90. So that's telling, isn't it? So I think there's a lot of shorts from last week caught. So if anyone else has got a bit of sniff of this, they might start to try to put a squeeze on. So if that happens, we can benefit from it. So I've probed along now, and I'm just taking my cues from the market. I had to cut that for a couple of ticks. Anyway, I think I might just have a quick break just because that was a poor concentration error. So again, I've probed along. Now we're just coming into the London session. No data on the open. Remember Friday, we had that late zip upwards, which really came to an end on once the LSE got rolling. 7,300. Remember that order that's been up there pretty much the whole day. All right, so London open. Let's see if we get some continuation with this. That allows us to build some size. If this is the move through the 83 shorts, there's still plenty to go. Right, so this is a unique situation, unique in the sense that, I'm not waiting for the LSE session to develop. I'm just seeing this as it started basically just before the LSE came on board, utilized a bit of a cushion. I actually added at 94. So I took some at 96, acceptance at 97. I've now gone in again at 97. Failures to get through 7,300 earlier today, and how many protective stops will be above there, not because it's 7,300, but because we failed a number of times earlier throughout the Asian session. Paying attention to failures here. Got some acceptance there at 99. Should be eyeing off your long-term profile and seeing what's above us. Let's see if we can get through those stops I just mentioned. Still no acceptance at 01. Okay, plenty of acceptance 01, 02. Here we go. Big buys. See the order there at 03? Look at the selling to front run it. That order got shaved, but we've gone through. Here we go. Take some money. You can see this. This is what I was referring to in the long-term profile. See that? So we got within about four, 5 ticks of it. So in the big scheme of things, that's pretty close. Still no rolling over of like late longs, because all of this has been those 83 shorts. Now, if we think back to Friday, it was about now that move up just finished. And we often see these themes, spoken about this many times. One of the edges is in staying power. So when's the best payoff been? Today. Now. But a lot of the preliminary work for this has been done earlier in the session. Well, some big sells going through, isn't it? Right, so that might be it. Okay, so just want to cover off some of the things there that were important. One, VWAP, this understanding about when the market is anchored by VWAP where the move is. I made the error of going in too early on this because we hadn't yet gone through VWAP. Stayed in this over the session because it really was a repeat of what we saw Friday, and we've spoken about these like 2 to 3 day themes that you identify. So good to end on a high note. Well done for hanging around, sticking in there. I'll put a couple of notes on this one in the prep notes as well. Have a good evening.